Well, I have my voltage meter laying here for now. It's not so convenient right now. I'm only pushing an amp at 8:30 in the morning. Which is all I had all day yesterday. It wasn't enough for anything. It was raining and dark. I have only just now turned on my cooler, and my food inside is warm. It's probably about 60 degrees, which is really bad. I probably have lost my meat again. If the sun ever comes out and stays out, I'll be hooked up. But I keep losing food. This is not good. I definitely have to get a generator going right now. It was 52 in here when I got up, which is below my comfort zone. So, got a fire going. My good old fireplace. I guess we're still not out of the cold season this year. It's dragging on because we're going to have nights in the 30s this weekend and on into the next few days. So, I'll keep the fire going. I've got another mystery package here. I'm covering up the address just for protection of everyone involved, but there's my cat trying to help open up the box with me. I swear she knows cameras and wants to be involved. Let's see what we have here. Newspaper. Awesome fire starter. Just what I needed. Oh wow, this is going to help off-grid living. A whole mess of Duracell batteries. This is great. So this is from Billy Bill Mills. See how many batteries we have here. A lot of AA's, that's nice. Oh, some 9 volts, very nice. You all know how much trouble I had getting some of them. Thank you. These are great for all my lights, flashlights, my little lanterns. Very good. I never had C's. I got a couple lanterns that I haven't ever used because they take C's. This is an awesome gift. Thank you very much. Duracell Pro Cell alkaline batteries. This is going to help me so much. Well, to hook up my new solar charge controller, I need some 4-gauge wire. And wire is extremely expensive. I've been looking around for a while, and I found some jumper cables, which are actually way cheaper than buying wire by the foot. So I've got essentially 32 feet of wire for way less than I would have paid if I bought it by the foot. So jumper cables is the way to go. Look for the gauge wire size you need. A lot of them are really thin wire, I've noticed. And you'll have a budget wire setup for your solar charge controller. I normally don't like to scrap out pretty new things to make other stuff with, but at the price of wire, it's definitely worth it. Then I can use the clamps for something later or sell them or whatever. But anyway, it's wire now. Alright, I've got the TriStar MPPT mounted on the wall here now. The wires are coming up from outside. As I said before, this was an access panel I wasn't using anymore. It used to be under the bed. Now I'm going to build a battery box outside of that, so in winter I can blow hot air from the camper onto the batteries and keep them warm, but yet they'll be vented further outside. And now I'm going to run some heavy-duty wires from the jumper cables up into here, and I've got some PVC pipe from the hardware store that I'll pump up through here to protect the wires from harm. I can put a hose clamp on them to stop that from sliding through either way. It's a construction zone in here again. The wires running through, my new charge controller up in there, and all my gear and equipment laid out neatly on the desk. Well, that's some serious wire. I'm going to do this upright this time. Well, I've got my new system set up. It's partly cloudy. Oh, the sun is peeking out a little bit occasionally. The current's rising 15 amps, 16 amps. Let me see. I just hooked this up just now, so I have no idea what we're going to see. There's 20 amps. That should be a true 400 watts from the solar panels, but they're not directly angled at the sun properly. I'm going to have to set it up so they're adjustable, because right now it's late afternoon and the sun is already going down soon. So 19 amps is okay. It's been mostly cloudy all day though, so there hasn't been much sun. Hopefully there's a better view of the current for you. Just about 17.5, 18, 19 amps. It's varying. Just staying under 20. Well, that's a nice amount of charge for the batteries. So now I've got my MPPT charge controller, and my amp meter is after the charge controller. So this is current after the charge controller. Somebody suggested that, and I realized that was the correct way to go. I've got super heavy wires coming to my inverter. Now I don't have an on-off switch yet for the inverter, so it's just on. I mean, I don't have the power on, but it's using current just sitting there. That thing puts out a massive spark when you plug it in. And then I've got some 6 gauge, I think these were, wire. Let me see, how big was that again? 6 gauge, yes. Going to feed my camper utilities, lights, and laptop, cigarette lighter adapters, and whatever. So there it is. All I need to add now is a battery main kill switch, and I'll be good. So I still have to put the cover on my charge controller. I also still have to mount the temperature sensor for this unit, and I want to run an Ethernet cable out and leave it hanging so I can hook up my laptop whenever I want, because I guess there's a lot of neat stuff you can do with this charge controller with your computer. Right now I have the solar panels hooked up. 224 volt solar panels are hooked up, and they're giving me 49 volts DC coming in, and the charge controller is converting it to 12 volts going out to my batteries. So you can see now by my finger the big size wire I have. So this is going to be much more efficient now, and I'll get a lot more charging current. Now it's sitting only at 9 amps right now because, well, you probably can't even see that. It's only sitting at about 9 amps right now because the sun is going down. The panels are getting indirect sunlight now, but that's 4 times what I had yesterday at this time. Well, yesterday was raining, but it's 4 times what I would have had any other day at this hour. I don't know why. It must have been a cloud or something go over real quick. It spikes every once in a while. Now what I have to do is close this air gap, because I have freezing cold air coming in right now. So I have to figure out how to do that, and then I have to cover the batteries until I get the battery box built. But there's a hard day of work. The birds have been upgraded to a larger cage. They were in this medium-sized moving box in a bird cage, and now they're in a large, actually it was a bird cage. You can see at the bottom there it's tipped on its side, and they have much more room to get around. They have a lot more water in that red thing, and they can go over here to get warm. There's the heat lamp, or go on the other side to cool off as they wish. So this would be much better for them. They're still quite little after 1 week. Well, the big one is about 2 weeks, I think. She's looking at me. I received a box from Dave, as he'd like to be called. Let's see what we have here. It's been busy at the post office the last couple days. Notepads used for padding. Good for writing. So let's see what we have here. There's a bunch of items in here. Curious cat is of course there again. Here. Let's see what all we have. Switch on some light. Cover to a switch. There's a key switch, nice. Oh, thank you, Dave. This is great. You have no idea how many of these I go through in this place. Switches. Oh, thank you. That is going to help me so much. Oh, 20-second recording module. Something I'll have to play with one day here. Panel meter, DC volts. Good. Very good. What do we have here? 0 to 50 volts DC. I can probably put that in the input side of my solar panels and see what I'm pulling continuously. Digital amp meter. Oh, nice. What do we have? I was just going to have to buy one. Very nice. That's perfect timing. That is perfect timing. And what's this? Thermocouple digital. Intelligent temperature controller. Interesting. See what I can do with that later on. And what do we have here? Oh, a good old graphic calculator. I haven't had one of them in a while. Actually, I use calculators a lot in the job I'm doing here. High temperature meter with thermocouple. This is good. I think you've been watching my videos, Dave. Very nice. Very nice. Digital thermometer. Never been used by the looks of it. Well, thank you so much. This is all very helpful stuff for the off-grid solar camper. So thank you, Dave. Thank you.